Maybe you could switch to Red Bull or something.
There you go. Get my caffeine fix another way.
Yeah, it's like, I'm drinking too much coffee. I'm switching to Red Bull.
At this point, I'd probably get the shakes or something.
It's something I would do. All right, if you're joining us online through one of our listening apps or one of our watching and listening apps, thank you for being there this morning. Let's see here. I had a quick note, and now I lost it. All right. Let's see. Oh, we've got an extra camera. You'll see an extra window shot this morning below me and Val, and that's for Mr. Eric Stevens, who will be joining us at 8 o'clock to talk about the new play coming our way, Little Shop of Horrors. All right, that's a fun one. I love it. And Mr. Eric Stevens, I believe, is playing the plant, so I'm looking forward to his voice for that plant. It's not Seymour. What was the plant's name? Do you remember?
I don't even know if I've seen any adaptation of that.
Oh, really? Well, you need to come to town and catch the play then. Starts next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Socially distance always, too, so you don't got to worry about that. All right?
Excellent.
All right. Let's get started with a little weather this morning. We're looking, let me refresh it, in fact, because, sometimes it changes just a little bit. I was looking ahead for the weekend because we have a big concert, a big music festival coming our way this weekend. Mm-hmm. Now today, 56 for a high, 36 for an overnight low, 20% chance of rain tonight, okay? Wednesday, get this for a high temperature, 45.
Oh, feels like winter.
Oh, 45 for a high, 30 for a low, and we're going to have morning showers, 40% chance of that. Thursday right now looking a little better, mostly cloudy, 52. Friday, cloudy, 54, 20% chance of rain. Right now, Saturday, as we start the music festival, it is going to be 25% chance of rain and mostly cloudy skies. So bring an umbrella and dress appropriately, all right? But it's going to be cool. So Saturday is rock and roll, and this is the Rocky Mountain Music Festival. Saturday's rock and roll. Sunday is country music. So 2 days. It's going to be awesome. Sunday will be 57. 32 for an overnight low with morning showers on Sunday. Should clear up by the time the music starts. Awesome. All right, that's the way things look right now. There you go.
It has been cold here in the mornings.
Yes.
I shouldn't say, generally. But last night we had 21 degrees, and we've had a few of those nights so far. So I just kind of laugh when they say the low in Deer Park, because we're usually, good 5 to 10 degrees colder than that.
And what's weird about that is are you sure your thermometer's right, number one?
Yes, because I've got multiple thermometers, and they all report the same temperature within a couple degrees.
Okay. So maybe it's just because you're kind of up on that plateau. I mean, you're not that much higher than the town, but the town does kind of set in a bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we are actually at about 2,200 feet. So not, not that high, but still enough to make a huge difference.
Well, Deer Park's probably about the same elevation Tweedle, which is, I believe, around 1,500, 1,600 feet. So you are higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, we just know that, our frost happens about, 3 weeks earlier than earlier than Spokane, and we have our last one a few weeks later than Spokane. So
yeah, and when they give these weather forecasts for the outlying areas, it's pretty much a guesstimate based on what's happening in Spokane. I know if you go up as far as Kettle Falls, you can't rely on Spokane weather at all. It's always different. They have their own little pattern up there.
And even when you look at Colville weather, it's not necessarily very accurate either.
That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely true. All right. Anything exciting happening in your life? Have you wrapped up camping for the year?
Yes, we put the motorhome to bed yesterday. It's always a sad, sad day when you winterize it and know that you're done camping for the year. And we did it without getting in any fights, which is always good.
You fight when walking up the motorhome?
Well, sometimes when you get older and you work together, it's hard not to get a little short with your spouse.
Oh, I thought you were like perfect.
Well, practically perfect.
All right, there you heard it. She's not perfect. She's practically perfect.
Yeah, so we got the motorhome put to bed last week. Tuesday, so it's been a week already. A friend invited me to go to Shenyun, and that was really an interesting.
To what?
Shenyun. It's a performing arts. I wouldn't call it a play. I wouldn't call it a Broadway thing. It's just, it's a music. They have music from China, from anywhere. They did a lot of like skits from the early history of China all the way through current. Lots of dancing. So you see, that cultural dancing, and it was interesting. It was good.
Where did this happen at?
At the Performing Arts Center in Spokane.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, it was an interesting thing. Not something I would have ever chosen, but, I got a good dose of culture.
Wow. Are you going to survive that?
I came home kind of like I drank in too many Red Bulls, a little jittery and stuff.
All right. And was that when you hit these things at a place like that in Spokane? Now, was it socially distanced? Was there problems?
Masks were mandatory.
Nice.
They did not check for immunization status or require any type of COVID testing. It was just masks required. And I think part of it, they had canceled it. It was supposed to be here last year, and they canceled it due to COVID. And I don't think a lot of people use their tickets to view it again. So it was really empty in there. I mean, relatively speaking.
I've noticed that about going even to movies. I've been surprised, thinking, oh, should I do this and mask up? I hope there's, spacing between the seats and that kind of stuff. And then you get into the theater and go, oh, there's nobody here.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, we were up in the mezzanine, and like I said, there was nobody behind us, I don't think. And, it was so sparsely packed, I should say, that, you could have several seats, if not rows, between you and the other people. So I felt safe.
All right. All right. It'll be very safe this weekend at the music festival.
It's all outdoors.
It's all outdoors. Dr. Fauci kind of stepped up along in that same vein and gave the kids a thumbs up for Halloween online.
Yeah. It would be especially helpful if you wore a mask, if your costume had a mask of some sort, right?
Double mask. Oh, I hate that. Double masking.
But do you remember, we might have talked about this before when we were kids in North Dakota, and it would be so cold at Halloween that you always had costumes that went over your snowsuit?
Yes.
And then that one year where we had so much snow, Dad had built this little Santa sleigh to pull behind the snowmobile, and we had so much snow that year at Halloween that he took us around on the snowmobile in the sled to trick or treat.
Wow. Yeah, that was cool. It's when Santa came to town. Our town only had 150 people when we grew up. I think 139, actually. So I'm rounding. But when Santa came to town, our dad would bring him, pulled behind a snowmobile and it was a sleigh. It looked like a Santa sleigh. It was red. It was big. But, he pulled it behind his snowmobile and brought Santa into town. We got a few rides in that.
That's right. Mm-hmm. It was super fun.
Dad was into that kind of stuff, and I really liked the mush sled that he had behind the snowmobile. Do you remember that one, the black one?
Oh, yeah.
So if we were going, we had some property up by Newport, and if we were going in the wintertime, you'd put all your supplies and stuff in the sled, and then somebody got to stand on. There was even a platform on the back, like for the mush dogs, and you could stand on the back and hold on and take your stuff in that way. So that was pretty clever. Fun stuff.
And it would fold up, so it was more compact and things like that. But did he build that, or did he find it somewhere? That one I don't know.
That one was purchased. That was professionally made. Even though his other one was sturdy and professionally made, but it was a Santa sled, kind of rare. Dr. Fauci says Halloween advice for many kids. It was what they were hoping for. He said describing the holiday activities as low risk because they're outdoors. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. You just, we don't need any more paranoia about things than's necessary. Right?
Exactly. I think people are so tired of everything.
Yeah.
So a little, bright spots are great.
Yep. This week, you don't want to fly Southwest. Have you heard what's going on? People strand. I have a friend I haven't checked this morning, but yesterday she'd been stranded for 18 hours Ouch.
Oh.
And waiting in line to get out.
And you know what? Airport alcohol is so expensive, you could go broke.
I just really need a plane because I can't drink anymore.
Exactly. But there's a fine line because you can't, be too drunk or they won't let you on the plane. So, yeah.
I got a call from Eric Stevens on the phone. I don't know what he's thinking. Like I could answer. I'll have to pick on him about that. So maybe he's not shown up. Maybe something came up because he did try to call. So I think that's funny when people call my phone that know me and they're like, "Really? You think I'm going to answer, or you just want to leave me a sexy message?"
Try texting.
Yeah, I could have read that maybe. All right. Let's see what other stories we got. Everything that popped up on, like, Yahoo does a daily feed now, which is kind of cool because, like, makes it easy to steal some news headlines. But everything is about COVID. If you read the headlines this morning, so it's just kind of gross. Merrick seeking FDA approval for a pill to treat COVID. We kind of talked about that last week. It's kind of like the flu pill we have now, though. You've got to take it within 24 hours. Good luck getting in to see your doctor. I think this is kind of a waste of a pill because I don't know anybody who can get in the same day.
Yes, and you just have to have, I think, a good enough relationship with your doctor to be able to call in and say, I'm pretty sure I have COVID. Can you prescribe a pill for me? So, yeah, I can't see you getting in that same day, but maybe you could get your doctor to call it in.
Let's see. Nearly all major airlines mandate COVID vaccine for employees. Maybe this is the reason Southwest is having a problem, and they're just not talking about it because they're really not saying they tried to blame it on some weather, and they tried to blame it on a tower.
Right, air traffic control.
Control that was causing the problem and stuff, and the airlines or the whatever the national agency, what do they call NSA? I'm not sure, but anyway, they came out and said, no, there's no problem. Everybody else is fine. It's just Southwest that's affecting everybody else.
Don't blame this on us, right?
Yeah, that's basically what it was. We don't know what they're talking about, and all the other airlines are only having problems because Southwest isn't making their connections. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with the vaccine mandate, people refusing to show up to work, that kind of stuff.
That could definitely be, but you would think it would be across the board with other airlines as well. So
yeah. Schools, maybe something just internal. Schools struggle to find normalcy amid mass conflicts. So all the headlines are like that. Dozens of nations beat the United States in vaccine rates. Well, of course, we're all divided here. And designers already imagining what a COVID memorial would look like.
Oh, like, someday when we can look back and yeah, that would be interesting, though. I mean, do we really want to memorialize it?
No, I don't know. Not too soon to talk about, anyways. Here's kind of a gruesome question. If they said 1 out of every 500 people now, and that number's still climbing, American has passed away from COVID now. What are we doing with all the bodies? What kind of stress does that put on the funeral system? That type of stuff.
Well, I think we saw that at the beginning when we were losing thousands of people a day. I mean, they didn't have any place to put the bodies. I mean, that's why you saw those refrigerator trucks and stuff. As horrible as that is.
All right, let's wrap that up. Move on. I do have something that kind of fits in as things that stink.
Oh, bad segue.
Bad segue. Americans think the stinkiest odors are number 5, dairy farm smells.
Oh, definitely. The only thing worse is pig farm smells. Did that make it on the list?
I don't see it. I don't see that on there. Silage is the worst. And if you've ever been around a corporate farm where they'll pack, 100 cows into a pen, standing in their own feces up to their knees, that's a smell you can't get rid of.
And it smells like that's like stick in your nose. Even hours later after you've removed yourself from whatever it is, you can still smell it.
One time I was talking to a police officer about somebody, and he was saying, yeah, after I smelt him, he goes, even like by the end of the day, it was still in my nostrils. I was like, yeah, I know that guy.
I know who you're talking about.
And that's something that, when you get a really putrid smell like that, it does. It can really, it's like, I'm still tasting it. Ah! All right. Number 4 on the list of the stinky survey, bathroom or odors. You know what I think is bathroom air freshener? It's not air freshener. I don't know. They need to rename it. All it does is make it smell worse to me.
Because it's just floral.
On top of it, yeah, mixed in with it. And then I'm wheezy because it's like, Glade or something that's toxic. Yeah, I found some like natural orange cleaner like air spray, and it does kind of smell orangey and stuff. But when you mix that with the smell of poo, it still stinks. Just saying.
If it's really bad, just do a courtesy flush.
Yes. Number 2 is rotten eggs, which I've never really experienced that. And I'm happy.
We just don't get rotten eggs, I think, like they did in times past, right?
Yeah.
With refrigeration and things. I don't know if I've ever actually seen or smelled, I guess, a raw egg. You can kind of guess that sulfury smell, I guess, and have an idea what it smells like. But yeah.
Yeah, the only rotten egg I've ever seen is people.
You're a bad egg.
Hey, you're a bad egg. Number 1, skunks.
Oh, yes. Oh, that stuff can make your eyes water.
There's one here in Chihuahua, and he's got a route that goes from Safeway to the radio station to Heiko. And
you can just trace it.
Oh my gosh, he peppers the whole down, like the whole 395 stretch. Because sometimes I'll go out and take a walk before the grocery store closes and grab a couple things or something like that. And yeah, it's like everywhere you go, there's it's got to be the same one. I guess the whole downtown could be filled with skunks, but I think it's the same one because it's always around the same time, right around 11, and I think it's just his route that he makes. But yeah.
And now with recreational marijuana in the state, sometimes you have to stop and think: is that a skunk, or am I somewhere near a grow house?
Yeah, sometimes at the end of the summer, since we have ones on both sides of town, you can smell it like late at night when the like temperature inversion's happening before morning. You kind of get a whiff of that, and yeah, is that a skunk or is that marijuana? All right, that list was predetermined, but some people put their own ideas about what stinks on the list. Spoiled meat.
Mm-hmm.
Sewers, always. That's one of the most disgusting things, dumping your RV. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. And this is probably TMI, but last time we went out, we'd run out of toilet paper, RV toilet paper, and so we thought, we'll just use regular, it'll be fine. No, it wasn't fine. And so we had to do some special work yesterday as we tried to put the motorhome to sleep for the winter. So yeah, that was pretty disgusting.
Did you have to go get one of those RV toilet wands?
We had one.
Oh, with the jet on it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
disgusting jobs.
Oh, it was awful.
All right, friends that stink. 2 of my friends on Facebook.
Well, if they're Facebook friends, you don't have to smell their breath or their body, do you?
Just delete them or unfriend them. It's that easy. So I just made a comment last week that I had to kick somebody out of my circles of friends, and that I went down to 419 on my personal Facebook page, and that I really wanted to stay at 420 because it was the perfect number of friends. And I immediately got a new friend. Thank you, Rebecca.
I sure wasn't the same one you just unfriended.
No, I'm positive. He is permanently out of the circle of friends now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's just some things you don't do.
There's a line you don't cross.
That's right, and yeah. Cell phone bills. Yeah, those are things that stink. Politics. Oh, extra stinky.
Oh, yes.
Especially the past 8 years. It's just.
Oh, it's been awful.
It's been foul.
I'll add one to that. The dog poo that you've just stepped in.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you got to like take your shoe in and wash it in the tub or something.
Because that stuff won't come off either.
Oh, man. And then
you're trying to find a stick outside and get it out of the woods.
And then you got to hit it with some hot water with just, whoa, now all right. I need some coffee now. Sucks to be Val. Sucks to be Val. No coffee.
I got tea.
Last one here. The guy I have to work with, which is worse than the Facebook friend. I remember in college we had a guy that had such, and I'm so glad it's never happened here, had such horrible, what do they call that, halitosis breath, that if he had done a radio show, you could not even step up to the microphone. So everybody had to use their own personal microphone sock.
Oh my gosh. Was he like a diabetic or doing the keto diet or anything like that?
No, just stinky. As far as how do you address somebody like that? Hey, your breath really stinks. Are you on a diet? You got some rotten teeth in your mouth? Have you been snacking on almond roca out of the litter box?
Did you brush with garlic?
But yeah, it was really bad. I walked in one time and somebody's like spraying the microphone with Lysol, and I'm like, "Don't do that! You can't get moisture in the microphone." But it stinks. Well, turn it up and stand back.
Oh.
All right.
And you're always afraid you're that person.
Oh yeah, because sometimes you don't smell your own odors. I'm guessing
exactly.
I usually do, but maybe not. You don't know unless someone tells you, and it's not a thing you run up to people and go, "Hey, you know what? I just noticed you really stink today."
Or they have somebody go, "Hey, do I stink?"
Yeah, some people must not do the pit check. That's what I'm guessing. and I can tell because I'm short, so that's the problem for me. If I get back before COVID, crowded room, I'm at armpit level. It stinks always. Especially like in a bar at Chautauqua or even in the beer garden or something like that. It's just I'm so short. If you get into a packed place, I'm at everybody's armpit level, even the girls. They're all taller than me too.
You know one thing about masks, though, you find out really fast whether you've got halitosis when you put on your mask and go,
"Oh yeah,
I should get a breath mint."
Yes, I did that the other day. I put on my mask and I was like, "Ooh, I really need to brush my teeth." It is,
but at least
right
nobody around you has to smell it at that point because you have a mask on. But
and you always wonder of the effectiveness of your mask. Like the other day, I walked into a business and the employee had the worst BO I think I had ever smelt, or close, in the top 10, and it came right through the mask, and I was like, "Oh, I hope he doesn't have COVID," and it just came through my mask on his stink.
I need an N95. I really do.
But yeah, I was wearing a mask, and he smelled so bad, I actually smelt it through the mask and choked a little.
Oh, yeah. Oh. And how can you not smell yourself at that point unless you've been that smelly for so long that you've become nose blind to it?
It happens. It like baby powder perfume. Don't get me started on that. I've been talking about that for 10 years now.
The one that smells so bad that, people that smell so bad, it kind of smells like decomp, though.
Yes.
Have you experienced that? That they're like, they haven't bathed in so long that they actually smell like decomp.
What's decomp?
Decomposition. Like
like they're decomposing. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure, though. I've never heard it.
Yeah, if anybody's walked into a room or been going along the highway where there's a dead deer or you've got a dead mouse in your house, it's that smell. And some people are so dirty, they smell like that.
Nose plugs. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we had when I worked at Springdale School, we had a lady that would come in all the time for her kids. And it was, you had to spray the office when she was gone. It was bad.
All right, you stinky people, we're talking about you.
Just shower occasionally.
Please.
Make sure you get all the parts. Just saying.
All right. We hung out on my stinky topic for way too
Wait,
long.
a little too long.
A little too long. And now we've described things. The number one stinky thing was skunks, and now we've described things far worse.
We have.
All right. So let's move on to something a little more pleasant that has a smell of its own. Pumpkins.
Okay. Pumpkins.
Pumpkins. All right. So kids are out of the house. Do you play with pumpkins still?
I don't. But I mean, if we want to talk about stinky, I think when you open up a pumpkin to like scrape out the insides, the guts of the pumpkin, they don't smell the best either.
No. It's kind of a strange smell, but after you've had your face in there for a while carving it, you get used to it.
Nose blind again.
Yes. Pumpkins can vary in color from white to yellow to orange to green.
And they're all about the different colors right now, too, I think.
Yes.
It's kind of trendy.
It is. Pumpkins contain vitamin A and C, folacin, potassium, and iron. They're sodium and fat-free. 23 calories per serving, and they taste horrible. That's all I'm saying. You don't
like a pumpkin pie?
No. You know, if you put enough ice cream on it, I can eat it. And it's
Cool Whip. You got to
Cool
spray
Whip.
the whole top with Cool Whip.
And it's okay if you do it that way, but no, it's not even close to being good, as I would say. You can dress it up and make it tolerable, but a pumpkin.
See, I don't mind like a pumpkin bread or pumpkin pie. I mean, it's not going to be the first thing I choose, but I don't think it's that bad.
Pumpkin seeds can be roasted for a snack. I hope they taste better than the pumpkin.
I like pumpkin seeds.
Do they? I don't think I've ever had one. Pumpkins are used as feed for some farm animals, and the average size pumpkin contains about 1 cup of seeds.
Oh.
In New Colonial New Haven, Connecticut, cut pumpkins were used as guides for haircuts to ensure a round, uniform style.
The original bowl cut with a pumpkin.
Because of this fashion, New Englanders were nicknamed pumpkin heads. It's so sad.
Oh, can you imagine having all that gunk in your hair then? Ew.
And you smell
Pulling
like a
seeds out of your locks for a long time.
And you're going to smell like pumpkin for the day?
Oh, you just got a haircut.
That's an interesting scent. All right. Apocalynopsis, like apocalypse, but with synopsis on the end of it, means the fear of turning into a pumpkin.
Oh, really?
Yes.
There is such a thing?
There is such a thing. Apocalysynopsis. Yes, that's the best I can say it. Pilgrims used pumpkins for many different purposes. They dried pumpkins and made the shells into bowls for eating as well as jars for storage.
Okay.
No one's going to find my money inside my pumpkin.
Because it's on your head for your head.
Pilgrims made pumpkin beer from persimmons, hops, maple sugar, and pumpkin.
Okay.
I've seen a pumpkin beer before. You know, they got all the new IPAs out there, and they'll do anything to them, mix anything with it almost. Space dust. Huh. There's one called Space Dust. Where did they get Where did they get the space dust?
I don't know. How do you put that in your beer?
That's right. All right,
that's a little bit too much hop for me in the space dust and something like that. I don't mind a light IPA, but the pumpkin beers, I mean, they're okay for one. I wouldn't drink more than that, but they're not bad.
They're really heavy, huh?
They are, you kind of get that pumpkin spice more than just straight up pumpkin taste. So, it's not bad.
All right.
But, yeah.
All right, let's. How about you take us to Bits and Breaks, Val? And I'm going to do the tweet of the week. This is a little girl that was being babysat, and she asked the gal babysitting her if she had a boyfriend. And the lady said, not anymore. And the little girl said, yeah, boyfriends are a waste of time. And then she turned to her brother and told him, you're going to be a waste of time. Out of the mouths of babes. All right. What do you got on Bits and Breaks today, Val?
All right. Let's start with this one. 3 things to remember to keep moving forward. On TikTok, at Infantry Guru shares 3 things to remember to keep moving forward.
Okay.
Number 1, The life in front of you is more important than the life behind you.
Ooh.
Do you like that one?
I do.
You know, and I heard something one time kind of along that line is forgiveness is giving up all hope of a better past.
That's
I
pretty
always thought
good.
that was quite informative. You can't change the past. So, you know, at some point you just have to let it go. So that's kind of a mantra I've lived by. So
What about when things come back from the past to haunt and taunt you? Because I've been experiencing that lately. Things from the past, people from the past. Yeah.
So you just need to check in and make sure you learn the lesson that, that you were supposed to learn from having them in your life.
Okay. All right.
All right. How about number 2? Ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow.
Okay. No.
Okay. No. And then don't be a prisoner of your past. It was just a lesson, not a life sentence.
You know, that's the way I look at all 3 of my divorces.
It wasn't a life sentence, thank goodness.
No. Whew.
Yeah, I kind of like those. That was a good little
Yeah.
tip for today. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's also look at how long does Halloween candy last? I would say until you break a tooth on it.
Okay.
If you plan to ration your kids' candy haul this Halloween, you might be wondering how long it will last before its quality starts to deteriorate. As a general rule, most candy will hold up for 9 months. So you can't really save it till next Halloween, but close, although that can vary on the type of candy and how you've kept it stored. According to National Confectioners Association guidelines, the shelf life of candy varies by type. We'll start with chocolate, which can last 8 to 10 months if wrapped in foil and stored in a cool, dark, and dry place. Does that work if you stuffed it under your bed?
Is that where you keep your Halloween candy, under your bed?
My kids used to.
Gotta hide it from Mom. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dark chocolate can last longer, closer to 2 years for dark chocolate. Older chocolate will sometimes have a white hazy coating known as chocolate bloom, but it's still edible. Chocolate that is really too old to consume will have a bitter taste or be sporting some mold.
I got one of those the other day.
Could mold.
I had got
Really?
one the other day. I did. I had a Kit Kat, like emergency Kit Kat for diabetic, lightheadedness, that kind of stuff. So emergency candy bar, and I decided I needed to break the glass and eat the emergency candy bar, even though I wasn't having any kind of diabetic episode. And it was. I opened it and it looked a little funny, like the chocolate bloom you're talking about, but where it says it's still edible. And I took a bite of that Kit Kat, and it was not edible. It was rather disgusting.
Wow.
I was over the garbage can going, oh. Yeah, it was that bad.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
It is. So just it can happen.
Okay. I will note it. I will pay closer attention next time I open up a Hershey's chocolate bar.
What else you got?
Hard candy, like lollipops and butterscotch candies, lasts 1 year when packaged. As hard candy gets stale, it will become sticky and the texture will feel grainy. I've definitely had those sticky, hard candies that the wrapper won't even come off of them. They're so old and sticky.
It's so depressing when it's like a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
And you just can't get it apart, and you're just like dying for it. Yeah, I get it.
Caramel will last about 6 to 9 months if packaged properly. After that time, it will get stale and hard as a rock. We kind of mentioned that. It's getting too hard to chew. Candy corn will last about until you throw it in the garbage, but it says 9 months when unopened before it hardens from staleness. Oh, candy corn is just disgusting.
Oh, well, some people like it. And, I like it just because it works like fangs. Just saying.
As long as you don't chew it up and swallow it, it's fine. Jellied candies last about a year unopened. If the candy's packaging is open but kept in a covered dish, it will start to go stale after 6 to 9 months. So are they talking like dots or something like that?
I think so.
Because I've never known a dot to last that long.
That's because you eat them, Val.
Yeah, I like the black crows, but
no,
I don't know.
Those dots, when you like the dots and the black crows, when you leave them that long, they get hard as rocks.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't notice
so
them really being stale, because if you warm them up in the microwave, they're just fine. Eric Stevens on the other side just shaking his head. No, Scott. No.
You got to eat them immediately after you warm them, though, because they'll harden right back up.
That's right.
Works with licorice, too.
Okay.
Hard licorice.
That. Oh.
You're doing a road trip, and you realize your licorice is hard. Just put it on your dash for a while.
That's what I do.
Either the sun or, your heater, and they'll soften up pretty good.
I once cooked a microwave hamburger in that if you open up the hood of your car, there's kind of like that tray underneath the windshield wiper mechanisms and stuff. There's a tray usually that goes all the way across the front of the car there. And you can put a microwave hamburger there, and in about 30 miles, it's warm. Just saying.
Scott's stopping in the middle of the freeway because his hamburger is now warm.
I think my hamburger's done. Anybody got any ketchup?
You just need to have something that goes ding ding when it's all the way heated.
What'd you say, Eric?
I said not for another 20 miles.
Not for I got 20 more miles. I'll be warmed
Gotta
up.
get to that truck stop.
Man. All right.
And then last one, gum will last 6 to 9 months if packaged properly.
Really?
Well, that gets hard too, right?
Yeah.
You break out that piece of juicy fruit that's been in your car for a while, and it
kind of shatters in your mouth.
Yeah.
All right. I had one here, and we'll wrap it up, and then we're going to go to break, poke some fun at Mr. Eric Stevens. What's your strange fear or phobia? And some people posted on this one. I'd like to know if you have a strange fear or phobia when I get to the end of the list. This person says, I'm terrified of moths. The next person saw too many horror movies. They're scared of closed shower curtains.
Well, I get that completely.
Somebody else posted pelicans.
Oh, that's a strange one to be afraid of.
It is. I get this next one, though. Pillsbury biscuits.
Yeah, it's terrifying to open up that can.
It is. When's it going to pop? This gal says I make my husband open them every time. The next one, somebody's got a fear of styrofoam. I have that one as well. And the sound of styrofoam.
Oh, yeah, that squeaky, weird sound. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it is really the only, it's a man-made product. It's very toxic, and it has its own sound. Styrofoam.
Terrifying.
All right, and then mayonnaise touching cheese on a sandwich. Somebody else's fear.
But that happens so often.
Yeah, I don't know. Walking in a pool of urine in your bare feet.
And how often does that happen?
Yeah, nightly for me. That's
Have
horrible.
your Crocs by your bed or something so you don't have to do that.
Yeah, that person, I don't even want to see their house.
No kidding.
Wow, how does that happen? A pool? All right. All right, I got one more. It's what Scott thinks about the shower.
That's my fear.
What, that you'll think like me or you'll find me in a shower?
No, that we're going to hear what you think about.
Well, here it comes. Be scared. Eating junk food is so common that when people start eating healthy, it's instantly labeled as dieting.
Okay.
Another problem I have, I can't change the volume of my inner voice.
Oh, I'd like to shut that thing down.
Oh, man. I'm so tired of hearing, just do it! Yeah. Surgery.
My problem is that I talk to myself all the time, so it's never the inside, the in the head voice. It usually comes out of my mouth.
Oh, those make the voices stop, Val.
They're even starting to answer.
Well, yeah, you said yours are all mellow and you're having a conversation. Mine just yell at me. All right, surgery could be...
Well, mine yell at me and when I'm working sometimes. I tell myself what an idiot I am quite often.
Oh, yeah. I think we all do that. Tell you what an idiot you are. No. Oh!
I got it.
You got it. Just wasn't funny? Yeah. Okay, excellent. All right, surgery. Can I do this one? Surgery could be described as stabbing someone to life.
Okay.
Another thing I found out, you can't stand backwards on stairs.
Oh, now I'm going to have to go try that.
Yeah, you can't. You're either going up or down. You're not backwards. All right. When you celebrate your birthday, you're celebrating a personal event that you have absolutely no memory of.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. And nobody ever says, "Hey, stranger," to an actual stranger.
I want to try that from now on. Just walk up to some random person and say, "Hey, stranger."
Hey, Mr. Eric Stevens, do you have any headphones over there where you can hear Val, or should we go to break now?
Doesn't look like
You
there are,
have
sir.
no headphones. All right.
I can barely hear you now.
Well, I'll talk louder.
Good. It'll drown out my voices.
Now, we already know you got voices in your head. We're going to hear a few of them when we come back. And the new play coming our way, A Little Shop of Horrors, featuring just one of the actors here, Eric Stevens, in the studio. We will be back. All right, stay with us. It is KCHW 102.7. Scott and Val on your morning show.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Loon Lake, Clayton.
It's 8:10.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock tires, provide collision repairs including glass, and they have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414.
This is KCHW 102.7.
This portion of programming brought to you by 509's Finest Entertainment.
I'd like to remind everybody that coming to Chewelah this October 16th and 17th is the Rocktober Mountain Music Festival. Our Saturday lineup is rock and roll. Headlining our show will be Incoming Days with Enemy Mine and the Nixon Rodeo as co-head. All But Lost will be joining us from Colville, and Those Damn Kids will be coming from wherever they come from. Sunday is our acoustic and country showcase with local favorites like Dave and Ray and Old Souls and Antiques, as well as excellent performers Pamela Jean, Rusty Jackson, and Jason Perry, and many, many more. If you would like information on how to become a vendor or sponsor, please contact me directly at 509-608-2157. Call or text are both available.
This 509's Finest Entertainment event brought to you in part by Acres United Drug, Hartill's Mountain Saw and Tractor, and KCHW FM.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast for October the 12th, 2021. I'm Mike Clifford. More changes went into effect this month at the U.S. Postal Service, and some postal workers in New York worry about how these policies will impact the avalanche of mail coming up this holiday season.
The Postal Service's new service standards, which went into effect on October 1st, include moving away from airmail delivery for first-class mail. It's expected that mail traveling less than 1,000 miles will reach its destination in 3 days, and mail traveling more than 1,900 miles will take about 5 days. The Postal Service says these efforts are meant to cut costs. But John Tabak with the American Postal Workers Union's local chapter in Albany says these changes are regrettable.
Standards for the post office should not be slowed. The future of the post office is in more automation. It's not in going back to trucks. It's not in going back to sorting mail by hand. It's an innovation, and there is a possibility here to innovate its way out, but it takes some money, and right now the post office doesn't have it.
These latest changes are part of Postmaster General Louis DeJoy's 10-year plan for the service, called Delivering for America, which aims to avoid $160 billion in losses by 2030 and includes modernizing the vehicle fleet as well as investments in processing facilities. I'm Emily Scott.
Data from the 2020 U.S. Census showed 95% of the Texas population growth came from minorities. But the proposed redistricting map, approved by the Senate there, and now before the House, will not increase their political power.
Kathy Feng with the watchdog group Common Cause says the pandemic delayed census data collection, allowing state legislatures to rush approval of partisan-drawn district maps.
This release of census data in August rather than in the usual January-February timeframe has given cover for states to be drawing lines oftentimes at the expense of community voices and our changing demographics.
A 2013 ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court eroded the Voting Rights Act, making it incumbent upon voters who allege discrimination to prove they've been disenfranchised. I'm Roz Brown.
Census data shows the population identifying as multiracial, about 9 million people in 2010, increased by 276%. to nearly 34 million in 2020. Meantime, Yahoo News reports Texas Governor Greg Abbott issued an executive order Monday prohibiting COVID-19 vaccine mandates by any entity, including employers, if someone objects to the vaccine for any reason of personal conscience. Yahoo reports the new executive order goes further than Abbott's previous vaccine mandate ban, passed in August, which did prohibit vaccine mandates by any state government entity or entities that receive public funds. This is PNS.
I think Eric likes it. All right. It's KCHW 102.7, time for part 2 this morning. Looking at 8:15. Thanks for being here. My sister live from New York, or as I like to call it, Deer Park.
New Deer Park?
The new Deer Park. Yeah. Well, you know, I guess it's as close as you're going to get to New York.
All those skyscrapers they wish they had.
All the skyscrapers in New York. I mean, Deer Park.
We wish we had in Deer Park.
All right.
I don't know. Yokes gets pretty high.
Oh, it is pretty. Well, everything's tall for me. All right, Mr. Eric Stevens joining us. Eric is in a new play. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But you're an old-time radio guy. You've been on the air a bunch of times.
Yes, sir.
So let's do trivia, and I'm going to pitch you against my sister. Now, have you met my sister before?
I'm not sure we've ever met. I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
All right. You can't.
It's a shame. I'm a really cool person.
I'll turn the TV here.
Well, me too. We have so much in common.
Can you see her?
I can. Hi. How are you?
Hi.
All right.
Very nice to meet you.
All right. That's my sister Val. She's older.
Very tasteful description.
And I say that because everybody that's ever met us together always thinks I'm older. So
I'm older and wiser.
Yeah, and prettier. All right.
Scott,
yes?
you're so pretty.
No, not really.
I mean, when he was doing that Kit Kat story, that Arnold Schwarzenegger impression was pretty great.
I didn't try to impersonate Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know that whole part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very attractive.
All right. When I choked.
Yeah, I wish I was closer to you.
I'm so glad you pointed that out, and I'm so glad you came in a mask. And I wish you'd put it back on.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Here we go.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
That's right. Eric's going to get pummeled by my sister Val.
Most likely.
Questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Questions answered immediately by Eric and Val. All right. My sister is going to pummel you, by the way.
I don't doubt
whatever.
it.
Now you've set me up for failure.
That's right. She has a brain this big.
It's big brain time.
Yes. All right.
But
first,
it's pushing against my skull.
and it hurts. All right. Just teasing. No pressure, Val. No pressure.
All right. All right.
All right. When you fly this, it's altered by 15 to 20%. When you sorry, I got that wrong. Okay. Erase your mind. When you fly, this is altered by 15 to 20%. What is it?
When you fly, this is altered by 15 to 20%.
Yeah, when you're flying. Yes, Eric.
I don't know. I didn't know how else.
in?
I didn't know how else to do it.
You just blurt it out.
I'm going to say your body weight.
Your body weight alters 15 to 20%. Val?
I am going to go with your brain capacity.
That's right.
Because I'm flying right now.
Wow, what'd she take this? And she's off coffee. Oh.
You know, that dispensary is real close. Maybe we can join in.
Wow, Val. No, it is. You're both wrong.
Oh.
It is one of your senses.
Oh. I go hearing because your ears clog
that was
sometimes.
like a stereo tie, and you were both wrong. It's not hearing. You would think it'd be hearing because of the up and down of the pressure.
The pressure, yeah.
It's not. It's something else you wouldn't expect. One of your senses.
There are 4 left. We can do this.
I know. Come
Smell.
on. Nope.
Taste.
Taste. There you go. Sense of taste.
We had to get there eventually.
We did.
I had made it really easy too, except I was trying to think of what the other senses were.
That explains why airplane food is so bad.
That's what I was going to say. Why, you can't tell exactly how stale it is.
Well, and if it's worse, if your sense of taste is 20% less, imagine how bad it really tastes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question. 4.5 pounds of this strike the earth each day. I didn't even know they could weigh this. 4.5 pounds of this strike the earth each day.
I got to think about this.
I will go like solar flares.
Solar flares striking the earth. I feel like that would be incredibly detrimental to our.
Yeah.
Well, you said it was
life.
something really strange, so I was trying to go
It strikes
strange.
the earth.
Well, you wouldn't think of it as having any weight.
That's kind of
Space dust.
We know what you're on.
Yeah, she's gonna pummel me, Scott. She's gonna pummel me hard. I'm feeling the pain.
Yes, with wrong answers.
I mean, at first I was gonna say meteorite bits that burn in the atmosphere because there are some that approach the earth.
Don't
and
overthink
burn
it, Eric.
small, but I really don't know. I'm not sure.
You guys really don't know. You really both actually, I think, suck at this.
Yeah. That's. You also woke me up early. It's your fault.
Did you hear me begging on you for calling my phone?
No.
I was like, Eric's calling my phone. How does he think I'm going to answer? Like live on the air? Just stop the radio show and take a call? What are you doing, dude?
I mean, that's what other radio shows do.
Well, if you would have called the request line, I could have done that.
Oh, okay.
All right. It was sunlight. 4.5.
Well, I said solar flares. That was close. Come on, you made fun of me so bad.
No.
Yes, it's close.
No. I mean, admittedly, you were the closest, but you were also the wrongest. So
closest and the wrongest. All right. How about this? I'm gonna give you guys a phobia, and you tell me which one it is. Oculophobia, the fear of crowds, or the fear of ostriches?
Fear of crowds.
Val?
Ostriches.
There's only one other option, Val.
What you can choose the same one as him.
No, I don't think that's a fear of crowds. I'm going to go with ostriches.
No, it is the fear of crowds.
Yeah.
Is logophobia the fear of corporate logos or the fear of words?
The fear of words.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
fast.
logistics. Yeah, that would go with logistics, right?
Yep. Is ponophobia the fear of ponies or the fear of pain?
The fear of pain.
Pain.
These are too obvious, aren't they? Is teniophobia the fear of tapeworms or the fear of tennis?
Fear of tapeworms. If it's tennis, man, I'm gonna walk out.
You think it'd be pretty obvious, these people that they say, "Oh, I didn't know they go into surgery. You have a tapeworm," and that it's like, how could you not know you have a tapeworm?
Someone goes, "Oh crap, man, no."
Oh, wow, if I can even say this one. Is comiotropiophobia the fear of clowns or the fear of cemeteries?
Fear of cemeteries.
Oh, yeah, clownophobia.
Clown.
No, he's right, cemeteries.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so far, Val, I shouldn't have set you up like that. You've been skunked. But he's
Zero.
not. He's
Big fat zero.
And he's got like minus 0.5. But he's coming around, so
I'm ahead somehow. I don't know.
It's like Jeopardy. We're still, in the negative.
Mathematically, I don't know how it's possible, but we're
right.
making it happen.
All right, choose your words wisely. Each year around the world, 10,000 of these are produced.
Each year around the world, 10,000 of these
are produced, and it's a type of movie.
B-rate ones,
An
I think.
indie film.
No, it is not a B movie or an indie film.
Excuse me. Sorry.
10,000 of these are
I have
produced
the
each
Rona.
year. You have the Rona? Thanks for being here.
10,000 of these movies are produced every year?
What type of movie?
Oh,
a music video.
No, sir.
I was going to go with
that's
commercials or
a
something.
form of movie.
Commercials? Is that what you said, Val?
Yeah, I don't. That's probably not enough either.
No.
A type of.
Aren't you so glad you asked us these questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're really educating our audience.
Uh-huh. Somebody will learn something.
Well,
They'll learn that we're idiots. That's what they're learning.
What I've learned right now is you're both really pure, and I like that. All right?
Now you've got
adult movies.
Yes, adult.
You know, Robin Williams on his second appearance on Johnny Carson, because he studied Shakespeare with Housen at Juilliard, and he was on Carson, and he said, "Imagine how much better adult movies would be if they were Shakespearean actors." And because he goes, Shakespearean actors, you spend all this time learning how to be a Shakespearean actor only to end up selling a light beer. And it's this whole process. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Wow. All right. That's in my head now.
All right.
Yeah. Adult movies with that. Oh, yeah, it's in my head now, too.
All right. Well, let's keep going then. In the animal world, the average one of these is 21 inches.
Nice follow-up, Scott. Nice follow-up. 21 inches, I would say giraffe tongue.
How do you know that?
Is that right?
It's correct.
Oh, my God.
Did you cheat?
Because I actually read, Scott.
You read?
I read. I know.
What's read?
I've never read about giraffe tongues before.
Yeah, what are you reading?
Wikipedia? What?
Well, giraffe tongues are infamous for being extremely long because they have to be able to reach and grab a whole bunch of leaves from the trees and pull them off the branches. And yeah, it's a whole thing.
And how else are they going to tickle their ear?
Yeah, exactly. Just
the fact that
Wet Willie from a giraffe.
The fact that he knew that. Exactly.
I told you, it's big brain time.
I was going to say, I think it's his brain that's
the one thing that I get correct this whole morning.
No, he has far too much alone time, Val.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
Why do you think I've got like 10,000 movies in my house?
I was going to say, I was going there too, but I didn't.
I was right.
They're all Shakespearean.
They're all about giraffes. All right, spy the lie. All right, this is our last one. I'm going to give you 3 statements. One of them's a lie. The average baby or its parents will lose 8 pacifiers each year. The best-selling cereal in America is Frosted Flakes. The phrase "once upon a time" was first used in a story in 1595. Which one of those statements is the lie? The average baby and losing the pacifiers, the best-selling cereal in America is Frosted Flakes, or once upon a time first used in 1595. Which is the lie?
I'm going to say Frosted Flakes.
Val?
And I'm going to go with the last one about the first time Once Upon a Time was used.
Oh, so sorry, Val. Once Upon a Time was first used in a story in 1595. And look how it's carried on since then. And Eric was right. So, Eric, let's bonus points here, even though you've already won. Bonus points if you can tell me what cereal is the best-selling cereal.
It's not Frosted Flakes.
It's not Frosted Flakes.
The best-selling cereal...
Oh, Rice Krispies.
No, I would say it's probably I have no idea, but I would guess the Reese's cereal.
The Reese's Pieces
The
cereal.
Reese's, I mean, wouldn't it be your bestseller? I mean, come on.
I think actually the one that is number one is the worst cereal ever made.
Oh, you mean Raisin Bran?
Well, okay, second worst cereal ever made.
Kashi.
And it doesn't make you happy.
Grape nuts.
It doesn't make you happy, even though they claim it's going to make you happy just by the name.
I don't eat a ton of cereal, so I'm not sure. What is it?
Really? I said they think it sounds like it'd make you happy, but it just makes me kind of gag, unless I put like 10 pounds of sugar on it, because it's like eating
so
cardboard.
many different cereals.
No,
It's like cornflakes, just plain old cornflakes.
no Cheerios.
Oh.
Worst cereal ever. Cheerios.
I don't remember Cheerios ever claiming to make me happy, but
Well, the name.
Like Cheerios.
oh, okay, I see.
Where are you?
That's a stretch, though.
What planet are you on? That's a happy cereal. Cheerios.
Evidently, we're not on the same planet as Scott. over there.
Exactly. Planet Fun. Planet Cheerio.
And you can't join.
And you can't visit.
Nope. Gates closed.
So yeah, Cheerios. I think they're horrible. I mean, sure, you can put strawberries and blueberries and some sugar in there and make it better, but all by itself, it is nasty. Frosted Flakes way better.
Yeah, on its own, it's terrible, but you can make it palatable with a few additions to it. But I never consciously make the decision to buy Cheerios.
In order to make Cheerios palatable, you got to spend at least $5 on accessories.
You might as well spend the extra money that it takes to buy a sugary cereal
and just enjoy it right out of the box.
What's your favorite cereal? Mine is the Honey Bunches of Oats with strawberries. That has always been my favorite since I was a kid.
All right.
Ooh, that does sound good, though, with the strawberries in it.
It's my favorite. Honey Bunches of Oats by itself is good, but with strawberries,
as a child, I always liked having a sore roof of my mouth, so Crunch Berries. Crunch Berries are the bomb. And then after eating them for 2-3 days in a row, you have to take a break because your mouth's raw from eating the sandpaper balls.
I like Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. You like the marshmallows.
Yeah, but I bet you I haven't had a bowl of cereal in a decade.
Yeah, did you?
I just never eat it.
Did you ever hear that theory that because you know how the Trix shapes changed?
Yeah.
How they used to be really fun and then they changed to these basic bland shapes and now they're back again. So but when they were still on the bland shapes, I heard a theory on Facebook. Well, I read a theory on Facebook. I didn't hear it. They don't have sound yet, but I read a theory on Facebook that the reason we couldn't, as in millennials, the reason we couldn't see the shapes anymore is because we had grown up.
Aww.
And I thought that it was really sad. But now that I see the shapes again, I'm going, I'm a child again. My mind is open to fun and things like that.
Yeah, you're going backwards.
I must be on Scott's planet.
No, not quite. You didn't know about the Cheerios.
My husband always says that a man never gets older than his shoe size. So if you have a size 10 shoe, you're a 10-year-old for the rest of your life.
Oh.
What size shoe do you wear, Scott?
I'm 9. I'm a 9.
11 and a half for me.
I'm 9.
So I'm about a 6th grade level.
9. All right. As an adult, favorite cereal, definitely like the Special K, like blueberries and yogurt, strawberries and yogurt, all those. They're
great,
delish.
Great fiber, too.
They're delish, yeah. I'm so regular.
Fiber One has a strawberry. Speaking of Derek's, strawberry things, Fiber One has one, so it's good for you. It's got all that fiber, and they have the strawberries in it, so it's pretty tasty.
And today's sponsor, cereal that helps you go to the bathroom.
That's right.
We don't have a sound effect for that?
Gosh, I'm almost 60. You got to get fiber wherever you can. I guess I lied. I haven't had sugary type of cereal, kid cereal.
The truth
in a decade.
comes out, Val.
Yeah, but I have had Fiber One with strawberries.
Okay, all right.
It's good for you because it has fiber in it.
I don't have any sound effects for the cereal with fiber, but I do have sound effects from the other.
Get some.
Well, I have sound effects from the other end. There you go. All right. Before we go to today's odd news, we're going to visit with our little friend Eric Stevens, and I'm sorry, you're not that little. Eric, you're in a big play coming up.
Big musical, yeah.
After a week from this weekend, right?
This
opening on the 23rd.
That's right.
All right. All right.
22nd.
22nd. All right. I'll look at the sheet so I don't mess up again. All right. Opening on the 22nd of October. This is going to be so exciting. It's running for 2 weekends.
That's right. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 28th, and 29th.
All right. So, and we'll give out the exact times of that because it's a little different this time. There is no dinner theater, probably because of COVID. You guys haven't had a dinner theater in a long time. But it's the Little Shop of Horrors. How exciting is that?
It's amazing to be in one of my favorite shows and to be with such an incredible cast. And it's such a great crew, too.
And this is put on by Nothing to Lose Productions, where a lot of our plays are done by the Park Avenue Players. Nothing to Lose Productions, that is the combination of Janet McLaughlin and Jessica Setti and Cindy Hogan and Christine Carpenter, and they were doing like the nights like the comedy nights.
That's right, and the alumni nights.
And the alumni nights and stuff like that. So now they've actually producing a play. All right, directed by Janet, choreographed by Cindy, musical direction by Christine Carpenter, of course.
Yeah, Chris is amazing. They all are.
And this song has this play has so many songs in it, doesn't it?
It's got a lot of songs. It has 60 different lighting cues. It's crazy. There's so much work that goes into it.
All right.
Yeah.
And you got a big staff, it looks like, from this helping out. Tell us about some of the main characters and who's playing them.
Sure. So the main character is Seymour Krelborn, and that's played by my daddy, my father, Bob Stevens, who I know many of you know.
I'm going to give your dad some cred here, too. I had seen him in a couple plays, but The Odd Couple from a couple years back.
Yeah.
And he had kind of a supporting role in that. But in my opinion, he stole the show.
He does that.
He had just, a few lines, but they were so startling and funny when he did them.
Well delivered.
Well delivered.
Yeah.
His timing was impeccable for the humor. I was totally kind of like I think Bonnie Raitt has the same kind of when she's in the play. She's got that same kind of timing, comedic timing, and it was awesome. So that's a great role for him.
Yeah, no, and it was a lot for him, initially because it's a huge role, but he's been doing really, really good. I'm super proud of him, and he's worked his butt off to make sure that this show and the experience that our audiences have are top notch. So
and fun to be in a play with your dad. I bet,
absolutely,
too.
And
right.
I think this is actually the first we've ever done together.
All right.
Yeah.
And who else is in the show?
All right. Well, you have Seymour Krelborn, played by my dad. You have Audrey Fulquard, which is not a last name that you actually ever hear in the show, but that's technically her last name, and that's Jessica Setti, which is Seymour's love interest. You have Oren D. Scrivello, DDS, the dentist, the infamous dentist, is played by Clint Keary.
So he gets to do the dentist song.
Yeah, he gets to do the
dentist song. That's my favorite part of the show. Is that right there? That scene, I think, is the favorite part of that. I mentioned it off screen, and I'm just going to, because some people might remember it, especially Cindy, was Plottin.
Yeah,
played that role in high school and nailed it.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah, and Clint is a phenomenal actor too, so very excited to see him in that role.
Clint is hilarious in any show he's in. He's just bigger than life.
Just when he talks.
Yeah, it's incredible. Then you have the three doo-wop girls, Chiffon, Ronette, and Crystal, that are played by Tiffany Warren, Kelly Tilla, and Melissa Curie.
Okay.
And they provide this amazing backup singing and such attitude. They're like the urchins, the street girls that are constantly supporting different moments, and it's phenomenal. They do such an incredible job. Then you have, of course, all the supporting characters, and then you have the last main character. You know what? I forgot one. I apologize. Mr. Mushnick. Mr. Mushnick, who is the owner of Mushnick's Skid Row Florist, Seymour's boss, is played by Dave Johnstone.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you.
And then I play the plant. I play the voice of Audrey 2.
Audrey 2.
Audrey 2, whom Seymour names the plant after his love interest, Audrey, but of course it's the second one, so it has to be Audrey 2.
And the plant, he's kind of vicious at times, right? Very
The
ornery.
plant is very manipulative, very smooth talking, and can at certain points gets a little violent. And I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I will give you a basic idea of the plot without giving away too much. So Seymour is working on Skid Row, and he and Audrey both dream of a life away from this terrible place. And Audrey is dating the dentist who's abusive and terrible to her, and she just wants to get out of there. And Seymour's working this dead-end job in the middle of nowhere, and Audrey convinces Mr. Mushnick, who wants to close down the whole shop because he's not making any money. Audrey says, Seymour, why don't you show Mr. Mushnick that plant, that strange and unusual plant that you've been working on? And so Seymour brings out the plant, and you see it for the first time, this unusual pod, and they put it in the window, and all of a sudden things start to change, and the business gets a little more successful, and good things start happening, but it all comes at a price.
So now, are you behind the scenes the whole time as the voice of the plant, like shouting it out from the background?
As the voice of the plant, yes. I technically play 4 different characters.
Okay.
2 of them are narrated. I play the narrator at the beginning that kind of introduces the show. You just hear the voice. I am like a radio DJ a little bit later on, interviewing my father's character. I'm a homeless man in the Skid Row number, and then my main character is Audrey 2.
All right. Yeah. Which one do you closest relate to?
Oh, the homeless man.
Okay. Just checking. All right. So I want to hear, because the plant is like, a key part of the movie. I want to hear your plant voice.
Oh, my plant voice?
Yeah, because he's kind of an outrageous character. So.
All right. Well, if we were to do, let's see here, you know what? I was trying to think of.
He needs to get into characters.
Yeah, so I'm trying to help him get.
Well, I'm so used to having people, to converse with, and responding to that not having that is a little unusual.
Are you trying to find like a cue?
Trying to find something here. So there's the very first time that we hear Audrey 2 speak.
Okay.
Is the infamous "Feed Me." Right, so Seymour has been trying to, he's been appreciative of all these wonderful things that are happening because of putting the plant in the window, and so he tells Audrey too. He goes, "Hey, thanks for everything that you're doing." And this is before he knows anything about what the plant's going to do. He just thinks it's a plant, and he goes, "Yeah, you know what? Thank you for everything, the magic that you do. I appreciate this. Hey, I'm going to go down in the corner. I'm going to get some food to eat. I'll see you later." And then you see this plant wilt, and you just hear, "Oh," and he goes, "Oh, now it needs more blood," because that's what he realized, was that the plant needs blood to live. That's,
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So he comes over, and he's kind of desperate. He goes, "Oh, I've only got a few more drops. If you could just wait till my hand heals, we can start again on the left hand to feed you." And you just hear, "Feed me."
There you go.
and he goes, I beg your pardon? Like, what? "Feed me." What? You talked, you opened your trap, your thing, and you said, and then you just hear this booming, "Feed me, Krellbone, feed me now." And you just get this really intense moment, and it's really special.
You scared me.
So you mean you have more lines than Groot?
I'm sorry? I didn't hear that. I apologize.
You have more lines than Groot.
Yeah, you don't want to see the plant up there going, "I am Groot." Like, what? This is not. Am I on the wrong musical? Like,
Maybe you could do that on the last night just to be funny.
That's a lot of fun.
All right. So, also you didn't mention, and I'm going to do this just because there's one name in here. I was like, wow. Your ensemble. So these are like backup singers and stuff, backup characters that are on stage.
Different people for different reasons.
And you have Michael Bresnan, Christine Carpenter, Bud Evans is in there, Cindy Hogan, Sharon Ludwig, Gino Ludwig, Janet McLaughlin, Frankie Setti, and Paul Setti in a play.
Yes, so Frankie and Paul are puppeteers for Audrey 2. So Frankie is playing Pod 3, so that's the mid-size
Plant.
The plant, because the plant does, spoiler alert, plant grows. And then Paul plays the pod 4, the final form of the plant. And they both do a great job.
All right. I don't think I've ever seen Paul in a play before.
He's never been in one before. This is his first time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're really appreciative that he's doing this for us.
All right, so I'm going to roll out the dates again. October 22nd and 23rd at 7 p.m. October 24th at 2 p.m. That's a Sunday matinee.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following weekend, just 2 shows, the 29th and the 30th, both at 7 p.m. Of course, it's at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, 405 North 3rd Street. Tickets are $20. You can get them online, our.show/Chihuahua/Little Shop. So that's our.show/Chihuahua/Little Shop. Also available at Acres United Drug and Valley Drug. There you go.
That's right. Go get your tickets now before they sell out.
Anything else you want to say about the show?
Just how absolutely grateful I am to be a part of it. Being Audrey 2 is a dream role for me. So getting the chance to play that and to really make it my own it's really special. And it's even more special to do a show with my dad.
I bet. All right.
Yeah.
And always fun to have that good character role, like the plant.
Yeah,
so.
I'll say it's a weird father-son dynamic, not going to lie. It's bizarre.
All right. Eric Stevens helping out Nothing to Lose Productions and giving a big tease to the show.
Nothing to lose. If you don't buy tickets, we still break even.
All right, get out and support local theater, and that's coming
Please do.
A week from this weekend.
We would love to see you there. Please come.
All right.
Please, we beg you.
Thank you, thank you, Eric Stevens. I know you have to work, but you're welcome to hang out for this if you want.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Woo! All right, I didn't want to skip local birthdays, so I checked the calendar real quick. Just one birthday today, and you know him. It's Jesse George.
Hey, happy birthday, Jesse.
All right, so moving on to the odd news, we always start off with the news attack, where the first part is a true statement, and the next line is a bad joke. And Val, will you kick us off this morning?
I would be happy to. A study advises against exercising if you're angry because you increase your chances of a heart attack.
Huh?
Yeah. But what if you get angry every time your doctor nags you about exercising?
Huh? What?
Huh? What?
What? I'm on a different day. There we go.
He's on his own planet, right?
I was totally lost. Totally lost.
On a different planet.
Okay.
All right. Now I get it, though.
Okay, good. Catch up, Scott.
Yeah, all right. Are you following along? Do you want to play?
Sure.
All right. Go next.
Well, as we know, it is mid-October.
Okay.
And if it still seems too warm to wear a bulky sweatshirt, congrats on not eating through all the Halloween candy you promised you wouldn't open till October 31st.
I will admit to stealing the kids' best pieces of candy, that I'm going to hand out. Yeah. All right. It's a bad thing. I can't help it. Annual National Funeral Directors Convention and Expo kicks off Sunday. Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this one.
In Nashville. The seminar that looks most interesting to me is environmentally friendly caskets, paper or plastic.
There are actually an incredible variety of ways to be buried. It's amazing. I think it's Val's turn now.
It is Val.
I was just going to say, I'm sure that's a single-use paper or plastic bag.
God, I hope so.
I want to pay for it, at least 8 cents.
I wonder which will deteriorate first, me or the plastic.
Only one way to find out. Shove a camera in there and we'll watch.
Wow.
Back to the worst smells.
Yes. Decomposing.
I dated a mortician once. It's not my fault.
I said, I smell dead people.
Yeah.
That's the new twist, the M. Night Shyamalan.
All right, Val, we'll quit talking.
All right. In roughly 10 years, one of the largest comets ever seen will pass through our solar system. Walmart is already working on how to build on it.
Walmart in space. All right, Eric?
A new survey finds over 70% of us, 70%, that aren't interested in an after-hours holiday gathering this year.
Aw.
Yeah, unless it has a theme like Squid Game. Or perhaps Shakespearean movies.
Ooh.
How about The Purge?
Oh!
There you go. It's the holiday purge movie. So I've seen this Squid Game, but I don't know what it is. I heard it's horrible.
I haven't watched it at all, but I've heard that there's just the clips that I've seen or the TikToks people make and things like that. I have no context and I'm so confused.
Yeah, I've heard it's bad, but I don't know. Val, do you know?
I have no idea.
All right,
I know I've heard of it, but I have no idea.
It's supposed to be intense, really intense.
I'm going on Netflix tonight, just saying.
Is it Netflix?
I think so.
Okay.
Huge comet will come into our solar system in 10 years. Earth is safe, but I'm still rooting for the comet.
You and I both.
Just take us out. Take us out. All right, Val.
Researchers say that Tyrannosaurus rex dinosaurs would not only eat other dinosaurs, but also each other. Huh. Kind of sounds like law school.
Oh!
Bend and snap. All right. Halloween is weeks away.
Yeah?
But I'm lazy. I don't know if you knew that. Instead of buying a pumpkin, I just put a basketball on my front porch, and I call it Wilson.
I think that was a soccer ball.
But okay.
It was a volleyball, but you're close.
Okay.
Oh,
it was black and white.
Oh, we all suck again.
We all suck again.
Woo! All right, on to the world of wacky but true. We don't add any jokes to these stories. They're all self-contained. All right, this one, moms are best, aren't they? Even after you've moved out of the nest, they look for ways to continue to nurture and support you. Take California mom Christina Lopez, who received an almost $5 million settlement after the police killed her son in 2017. This is not funny at all. It's sad and heartbreaking. But Lopez has been arrested now for allegedly buying guns for her other son and the gang he's part of.
Wow.
Mother of the Year award right there.
Wow.
You are an idiot.
I love that song.
that would be your WWE theme song if it came out.
It's my theme song. All right, Val, you're up.
An Italian couple was trying to figure out how their 2-year-old son was ticketed for speeding when all he ever drives is a plastic tractor. Authorities know they made a mistake, but told the parents they had to pay the fine and seek compensation later.
What?
It's policy.
Okay then. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
You're up, Mr. Stevens.
A British man's pub crawl may have set a new Guinness World Record. Matt Ellis said Guinness officials told him there is currently no world record for most pubs visited in 12 hours by an individual. Incredible. So the record-keeping agency set the goal to originate the record at 50.
Huh?
Ellis said he was required to have witnesses with him at each stop and consume at least 4.2 ounces of any beverage at each establishment.
Wow.
The pub fan said he visited a total 51 businesses in 8 hours, 52 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Amazing.
That leaves just under 4 hours to go. Who knows what number he could hit?
Well, we're looking at 200 ounces of alcohol at that point, right? At least. I mean...
That's...
At least.
You need a throwing up sound.
Oh, that was good.
Exactly.
Wow.
Get down. Throw up.
All right, let's see here. Val, will you take us out with the little kitty?
All right, firefighters in Florida came to the rescue of a kitten that had crawled up into the inner workings of a Tesla and became stuck. A crew was dispatched to Hertz headquarters in Estero, Florida, when the kitten was found trapped inside the Tesla parked in the business's garage.
Oh, no.
The crew partially disassembled the electric vehicle to reach the spot where the feline was stranded. The kitten was not injured, and multiple workers at Hertz expressed an interest in adopting the little kitty.
Oh.
Which I guess is a nice point to remind our audience that it is getting colder. Wintertime is coming, so please, if you have a cat that lives outside, please check under the wheel wells of the car and everything after you've started your car to make sure that the cat is not there.
Oh.
Make sure that they're safe.
They like the warmth. They
right? do. It is a problem, so please check.
Or just do this.
Well, I have to go rub a cat's butt.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do. All right, what strange places have you found a cat?
What strange places have I found a cat?
Yeah.
In my house.
Val?
I found one in the engine compartment of a car one time.
Oh, yeah. So I found my cat in my back seat, or inside my car one time, and I was like, wow, how did the cat get inside the car, right? And then I realized there was a hole all the way through the back seat. So I had the trunk open the day before, and then I couldn't find the cat. So the cat had jumped in the trunk when I wasn't looking, and I shut the cat in the trunk, which it was summertime. The cat could have easily died. And the cat then actually tunneled through the back seat, trying to get out of the trunks, put a big hole in it, and I found him in the inside of the car going, huh. But yeah, he actually got locked in a trunk and burrowed through.
Did you heard the story before about when Mom and Dad left for North Dakota one time, taking a road trip to North Dakota? They weren't taking the motorhome, they were taking their car, but somewhere in this process, Mom had the motorhome open and then didn't know the cat had gone there and there.
Lived for 2 weeks inside of a motorhome with no food.
2 weeks this poor cat lived.
Poor thing.
But from that moment, I saved it. I rescued it. I let it out of the motorhome. And from that moment on, that cat hated me. I saved your sorry butt.
The logic.
Really?
Cat logic.
Exactly. I was associated with that traumatic event.
All right, last cat story, because you can picture it really well. This cat that got locked in the trunk loved cars. I'm going to work, and he must have wanted to go with that day. And I take off. I had about 10 blocks to the first stop sign. I was up, clipping around 30 miles an hour. And as I applied the brakes before the stop sign, I could hear cat claws coming across the roof of the car.
Oh,
no! And he came down the windshield, rolled down the hood, and hit the pavement. Luckily, I didn't drive over him. He got up and ran into a bush, and I got him out of the bush and into the car. But can you imagine that 10 blocks with the cat on top of my hood, streamlined, cruising down the road? Yeah, it had to look phenomenal.
The police station has this channel on going, oh, that's negligence.
Did you rename him Tom Cruise?
I did. All right, thanks so much for being here. We got to get Eric off to work. He's got 5 minutes to run to the minute. Thanks for being here. Thanks for plugging Little Shop of Horrors. Don't forget it opens on the 22nd.
Come and see us.
All right. Tomorrow, it is Mike Bentz and me on the radio. And tonight on the radio, we've got a couple live shows for you. We have Dr. Jazz at 6 o'clock, 3 hours of jazz music. And then Philip comes in with his show, Fat Stacks. It's a little punk. It's a little alternative. That'll go from 9 to 11. Both shows live on the radio tonight. And then, Val, you'll be back with me next Tuesday?
I will be here next Tuesday.
All right. And a big round of applause for my beautiful sister, Val, live from New York Deer Park. And these startling revelations for you.
Tune in tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel.